What is up? It is iSmooth here, and look, we got Dragon Ball Heroes coming out in 1 day and 1 hour and 30 minutes from the time of recording. As you can see down here, it's 9:30, and then this is 11 p.m. tomorrow night. So, if you want to know when the banners drop, how the units are, in my opinion, and if you should summon on the banner, watch this video real quick. I'll let you know. And also, if you enjoyed this or helped you out, please drop a sub to the channel, leave a like on the video. I really appreciate it. It helps me out a lot. Now, without further ado, let's go. So, as again, like I mentioned earlier, real quick, I'll just tell you when the banners drop. They drop 11 p.m. CST on 11/11. So it's 11 p.m. CST for me. So, again, translate that for you. It's 12 Eastern, 12 a.m. Eastern on the 12th. Of course, that's just an hour after. I believe West Coast it's either 9 or 8. So again, just translate 11 p.m. CST to your time. Or it would be also 23 CST if you do like military time on the 11th. So keep that in mind. That's when they drop. They drop in a day by the time I'm recording this, and by the time this comes out, it'll be about 24 or 25 hours. So that's when the banners drop. Now, would I recommend summoning? I have basically two different variations of this answer. Now, the answer is if you want the heroes units for collection purposes, yes. If you want them for them just to be good and because you want a good team, I would say no. Now, I'm not gonna lie. Heroes, the last pretty much almost every year, they're really good on release, or they're pretty solid on release, and then they age out super fast, and by the time anniversary comes around, which is in 2 months, they suck. So, just off of that, it's seeming like that's going to be this way again. I would say no. So if you want the best account possible and you're free to play, I would not recommend summoning on this, because again, global anniversary is in 2 months. We just had it a few months ago, and now it's in 2 months again, because it got moved up from July to January. So just keep that in mind. I would not recommend wasting stones on this banner, in my opinion. There's also New Year's and yeah, mainly New Year's and then anniversary. I would just have as many stones for that as possible. Or if they just drop a random LR that you really want, or a random Dokkan Fest that you really want, I would save for that instead of this. And now it is guaranteed featured every multi, so if the units were good, there would be good value, but even the easy A's are not that good this year, which is a shame. But again, if you're collecting because you only can get these this time a year when these banners are out, which is once a year. So if you're collecting, I would say summon, of course. Get one of each copy, and then you have the collection. There you go. But if you're free to play and you want the best account possible, no, not worth it. And then also, I guess, if you like the characters, that kind of falls into the first collection bit, so do what you will with that information. Now, that's how I see it. Now, if you want to go over the details real quick, I'll just talk about kits. Again, they're decent. If you look at them here, you see them on Twitter. This right here is dumb. Why are we having only one extra 30%? I don't get it. Crossover basically is Dragon Ball Heroes and some, so I guess that's okay, but really, it should be more than that. I don't like that these units are locked to one team most of the time, and that's a part of the problem here, so. And this is the only one. There's not two of these. Like last year, I think it was Rose and Vegito, but no, it's just this guy. It really just is a shame, so. You know, activate entrance, get 200% defense, launch additional super for 4 turns, start an entry turn. 2 key attack and defense plus 150 plus an additional 150% attack when attacking, and then additional defense with each attack performed up to 200%. Now, you launch an additional attack that has a great chance of becoming a super, and randomly change key of a certain type to STR when there are 3 or more crossover allies, or an ally whose name includes Xeno on the team. Now, this is a lot, bro. These things are paragraphs now. You get an additional 50% for the rest of battle and great chance of guarding attacks within the same turn with 3 or more key spheres obtained. Then an additional 100% attack for the rest of battle and guards all attacks within the same turn with 5 or more key spheres obtained. and an additional 150% for the rest of battle with 7 or more key spheres obtained, plus an additional damage reduction of words. Additional damage reduction of 40% when guard is activated. So if you get 5 key spheres, and I believe it's just the 5. When guard is activated, you'll get the 40%, or if you need the 7, I don't know, whatever. It's really not that important. And then the active is when you have an ally that includes Zeno on the team, or starting from the 5th turn, start a battle, it's decent. Massively raise attack, defense plus 30%, and guaranteed crits. So the unit is solid, but this just feels like a unit that's going to age out, especially being locked to Dragon Ball Heroes units. And the team itself has like 500k HP up to like 550 at the max when they're fully rainbowed, which is an issue because 500k HP, if you're not like super tanky, you're getting one shot by most units or most bosses in the game. So just keep that in mind. Raise attack and defense, 30% raise. And then of course use a super, the 30% raise plus medium chance of performing crit for 1 turn. Again, decent. Not a bad unit now, but I really see him just aging out real quick when anniversary hits. Okay, voice crack. So then we have Fu, Youth, Dogi Dogi, fully absorbed. Insane name. Again, only a 130 leader, I just don't get it. Then Kitu, attacking defense was 150. Chance to perform additional attack, dude, I can't read. Plus an additional attacking defense plus 50% and a chance to perform a crit plus 20% per crossover or time traveler category ally on the same turn. Plus an additional attack and defense plus 100% when performing a super. Launches additional attack that has a high chance of becoming a super. Launches another additional that has a great chance of becoming a super and reduces damage received by 20% when there is another extreme class ally attacking in the same turn or a super class enemy. Now you also get a chance of performing a crit plus 20% up to 40 and reduce damage received by 20% up to 40 within the same turn with each super attack performed. I gotta take a deep breath. Oh my goodness, this is passive. And then a high chance of changing all key spheres to AGL and tech key spheres starting from the 5th turn. Again, nothing spectacular is jumping off the screen. He's good, but this is just not a unit that's gonna last very long. And then greatly raise attack, which is stacking, and then greatly raise defense for 1 turn, and high chance of stunning. Decent unit. It's just kind of how it is. These units are just decent. They're not popping off my screen like Limit Breaker, Vegito. Not like the best TUR in the game or anything. And then they also have the fact that there's not a ton of options to run because the EZAs aren't very good, and then there's only 5 of these characters. It's just kind of sad this year, to be honest, especially for the last hero celebration. Now, another 130 leader, so it doesn't matter. You're not going to use them as the leader anyways. Attacking defense plus 120, plus an additional defense plus 120 when receiving an attack, plus an additional defense plus 120 if there's another crossover category ally in the same turn when receiving an attack, plus an additional 120 defense. So all enemies, attacking defense minus 24%, and medium chance of stunning all enemies at the start of turn. That's solid for Super Battle Road. Where else is that useful? I don't know. High chance of evading enemies' attacks, plus an additional chance of evading enemies' attack plus 10% within the same turn, and an additional attack plus 60 up to 240 with each attack evaded. All allies 2 key, attacking defense plus 40%, plus an additional key 1, attacking defense plus 24% per crossover, or for crossover category characters. And then you recover 24% at the start of turn in which an attack was received, so when you get hit. This one's actually decent. If you give them a full dodge build and they actually dodge like the first 2 hits, you're going to be good because then they're just going to dodge, 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 and then you're going to be pretty good. They also are a 3 key and 64% chance attacking defense support for crossover. Again, solid option. You're gonna pretty much run this unit on the team if you chose to summon for some reason. I probably will do it just because I like to get all of the units that I can. Now, some of the Dokkan Fests I don't summon for right away just because they'll come back and I'll just get them eventually, but again, these ones are only out for 1 time and then this hero's is done, so this could be the last chance to get some of these units, so I'll just be summoning for them. I'll try to just stick with 1 of each or get 1 dupe of each. It's pretty easy, especially with guaranteed featured. And then, of course, 30% attack and defense and seals. Now we get to Dark King Demigra. Again, trash leader skill 130. Not going to use it. So Key 2, attacking defense plus 240, plus an additional attacking defense plus 120 when performing a super attack. High chance of performing a crit, reduces damage C by 40%, plus additional damage reduction of 20% when there's another crossover or demonic power ally on the team, or in the same turn. Plus an additional damage reduction of 20% before attacking when all allies attacking the same turn are extreme class. Additional attack plus 40 with each attack received. Additional attack and defense plus 120 as a first attacker in the turn. Extreme class allies 60%. Chance for performing crit plus 24% as a second or third attacker in the turn. He's just this one actually again is just another decent one. The damage reduction isn't high enough to the point where like they're not going to be getting one-shotted by super attacks. It feels like, especially since they only have 500k HP. I feel like they're just going to be getting blown away. And then doesn't get defense on super, which is stupid. The last one, Warrior in Black. It's basically just Bardock. Super Saiyan's category, you're not going to use that. 130. Key to attack and defense plus 150. Medium chance performing a crit. Plus an additional attack and defense plus 100% when attacking. Plus an additional attack plus 150% and chance performing a crit plus 30% when attacking if the target's enemy is 70% or less. Their HP is 70% or less. Plus an additional attack plus 150 and chance of performing a crit plus 30% when attacking if the target enemy is 30 or HP is 40% or less. And then additional attack plus 50 unless it's an additional super. So basically this guy just gets a lot of crit depending on where their HP is at, and the lower it is, the higher chance to crit. They also get attack and an additional super attack when the target enemy is debuffed. And 40% damage reduction, plus an additional 15% within the same turn before attacking when 70% or less, plus an addition. Oh my goodness. It's a lot of damage reduction, and this he seems decent, but again, not a great option. And then you get some bonus stats for delivering the final blow. Overall, not worth it. Yeah. Pretty bad, just based off of it being the last one. That's it.